y'all, this is Marley K. Hope y'all are well. I have a story for you today from the Daily Express US. It came out 3 days ago. And it says self-checkouts will be scrapped at Walmart, Costco, and Wegmans. So this is a win for us because um, it was a dumb idea to begin with. It was not going to save, and it wasn't going to help the companies make more money. It wasn't going to be more efficient. It's just greed. They wanted to pay as little people as they could, make us do more, put us under surveillance, because at the end of the day, all those self-checkouts were nothing more than surveillance cameras, keeping up with our every move, everything we purchase, helping them collect information for their big brain that they're creating. And it was an invasion of our privacy, and I think a lot of people take privacy for granted. Another reason it's problematic is because it didn't make shopping faster. In fact, to me, it made shopping slower, because if you scan something, or the machine thought you stole something, it would just cut off until an attendant came to help you. So it delayed your time in stores. It it caused lags in the lines, so the lines didn't move as quickly, which means they're not selling stuff. So it's like, how is it even possible that you are making more money and more profitable when people are standing in lines, can't get what they need, and get out in a timely fashion? And you have fewer employees. So it really was a dumb idea for this particular concept. Now, I'm not advocating in any way that you should be going to the stores, because I've been a proponent for quite a while of trying to be as self-sufficient as possible, growing as many vegetables and things as you can, and only get the things you actually need to get from the store. And also reducing our consumption so that we don't have to rely on these stores. And so I've been trying to practice what I preach. It's not easy, but it can be done. And as long as we continue to withhold our dollars, because that's how this system of white supremacy that is consumer driven and control driven, how you spend your money and where you go and what you do, when you have free will, is how they know whether or not we are going along with the program or not. So what we must do is continue to stand, continue to reject these things that they want to implement, and help them fail. Now, in the big scheme of things, I don't think we are getting off scot-free, because I think the self-checkouts were pilots for using barcodes and digital IDs and digital wallets for us to scan as we're in the store. So I think the real thing is going to an item, scanning it when you put it in your cart. And they're going to have cameras on top of every aisle, and they will have scanners on cases. So you won't be able to open a case if you don't scan your phone, and if you don't have the resources in an account where they can get the withdraw the money when you pick up an item out of that case, you won't be able to buy it. So I think all of this still, in the big scheme of things, I think this is a gradual walk to the digital society, and I think this is preparation. So while it is a small win, in my personal opinion, I just think it was another pilot. And because people are waking up now and refusing to go along with the plans that they have, they're having to go back to the drawing board or hide their hand for a little while and make us think psychologically that we won, when in the big scheme of things, we just played right into their hands by tolerating these self-checkouts for as long as we have. So while this is a short-term win, I think in the long term, we're still going to be in a dystopian society. So let's get into this article. So it says self-checkouts at big retailers like Walmart and Costco could soon be a thing of the past. Warn retail experts, and corporations are pinning it on crime. So they really want to say is crime. But it's their own fault because they made this system. They decided that this is what they're going to do. Flip side is it's all intentional because this is a reason they could say it could work, but people are criminals, so we need to do something else. We need to do more surveillance. We need to have something else because that's how they do. And when I say they, y'all know who they are, the children of the corn. They like to control everything, and they don't like to take L's. But they have designed a system that no matter what they do, somebody's always going to figure a way around it. And sometimes they do these things so that people will do what they naturally do, which is try to get away with something, and then they can implement what they really wanted to implement. So got to keep in mind, everything was about surveillance and watching, and it's also tied to predictive programming, predictive policing, and crime. Everything, your thoughts are going to be a crime. Your actions are going to be a crime. Anything you do against this system is going to be a crime. So you got to, pay attention to the games that these monsters are playing. At the end of the day, it's a big psyop. So you just always got to be thinking. You always got to be suspicious. That's what, the bottom line. And people will call you conspiracy theorist or tinfoil hat wearer. Wear the labels proudly. I do, but I don't be wrong. I just be early to the party. I'm early to the idea, or I'm early to the end of the road, where they were trying to lead us. So I don't trust these folks at all. Okay, so it says, I think we are going to see the demise of self-checkouts very soon, said Phil Limpert, a food industry analyst. Self-checkouts started cropping up in the late 80s and have become increasingly popular since the 2000s, with stores like Walmart projecting to be 65% serviced by automation by 2025. Notice everybody got these same year targets that they're trying to hit. Even food retailers have hopped on the bandwagon, with founder and former CEO of Chipotle, Steve Ells, launching his next fast food venture, Kernel, in New York City next year, which will be almost fully run by robots. Self-checkout has always gotten mixed reviews from customers. While some prefer not having to interact with employees, others report frustration with the technology mishaps and having to do the work themselves. Big retailers have reported a rise in retail crime since the start of the pandemic, which has led to an increase in merchandise being locked behind plexiglass doors. It is also suggested that self-checkout has contributed to an increase in crime, with some claiming it helps customers get away with leaving without paying for items. Limpert noted that the rise of self-checkout made sense during the pandemic to reduce human contact and address the drop in employees. However, customers and workers are increasingly making it clear that these changes are not sustainable. Workers at big retailers report feeling frustrated with having to deal with the rush of customers at self-checkout points, while customers report that it also slows them down, especially at stores like Costco that check receipts at exits. Some shoppers have been mistakenly accused of stealing at self-checkouts and have had to face questioning by security staff before allowed to leave. In one instance, for example, a customer was threatened with jail for accidentally not scanning a tube of toothpaste. It's a horrible experience. You're bound to make mistakes, Limpert said. In another instance, a woman was wrongly accused of shoplifting and won a $2 million lawsuit against Walmart after proving she didn't steal anything. Looking forward, Limpert says he thinks that technology which takes payment details when you enter and charges you as you leave will become more popular and replace concepts like self-checkout. Didn't I tell you this was the goal? The good stuff is always at the bottom of the article. Remember that. So it says the technology which takes payment details when you enter and charges you as you leave will become more popular and replace concepts like self-checkout. So again, self-checkout is a pilot. The goal is to get here. They're going to boop you when you go into the store with your digital wallet and your digital ID. They're going to be connected. You won't be able to escape because you don't have to scan it or be scanned when you go into the store. Everything that you touch, you probably have to boop with a barcode, like, some of these grocery stores that you can just pay for your stuff as you walk through the store, put it in your cart, you scan it, and it automatically compiles a cart of things that you have. And before you finish, or I guess at the end, you can close out your cart. Or when you're in the store in this new system, it will automatically, as you head towards the door, once you get to a certain point, it will just check you out. And you will have the money that you owe deducted from your digital wallet, and you'll be able to leave the store. If you don't have that, or you don't do that, you won't be able to enter into the store without a digital wallet and a digital ID, and you won't be able to leave without the digital monies to pay for whatever you have in your cart. And they will know everything you have, and they will know who you are, because all those things will be connected. The digital wallet, the digital card, or the digital EBT resources, the digital TANF, whatever, universal basic income, whatever it is, it'll be attached in your digital wallet. And you have to decide how you want to pay for those things. And if you don't have any other resources, you will not be able to leave the store. So this is the goal. This is where they're going. You will not be able to buy, sell, or trade without the mark of, y'all know what, I don't have to tell you. So understand, all these things are tied together. All these things are coming together. And so we cannot be fooled by what you see today, because that's not necessarily an illusion, but it is preparing us to go into this final system. It's very close. You can already see it. It has forms. It's just not ready to go completely together, but it's here. So what you must do is continue to try to be self-sufficient as possible. Come out of this system. Understand that there is going to be a system where you will not be able to buy anything without that digital ID and that digital wallet. And these stores are all on board. They're all programming us to be prepared for it. The next thing that comes out is probably going to be something where folks don't want to touch. Folks don't, it's going to be dangerous for you to exchange money, to touch things. And it's going to be a reason why they have to go to this final system to get to where they are trying to get to. But it's coming. And notice that they say 2025. So I anticipate it's 2024. I anticipate these self-checkouts probably will be disappearing. But the new thing that they really want to do is coming. And if you look at these stores, look at the ceilings, they are updating the wiring, putting in these T1 lines for internet so they can have this fast internet access, more cameras. And you can see, especially like in some of these Walmarts, where they are putting special features in the ceiling as if they are preparing for when they get these cases and you need to scan your phone to open a case to get something out of it, because that's going to stop the crime too. If you can't open something because you don't have a digital wallet, or you refuse to show your digital wallet or digital ID to scan that barcode, you won't be able to open the case to get the ketchup or to get the frozen popsicles or to get something out of the meat case. I think at the end of the day, everything is going to be closed up and you won't be able to open it unless you use those digital, or your smartphone or your smart device. So basically, they're preparing us for our digital concentration camp. Everything's going to be locked up, including us. So with that said, keep prepping, keep praying, keep seeking the Most High, keep repenting for sins of commission and sins of omission. Learn those laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Come out of this system. Practice coming out mentally. Practice going without. Practice living with less. Practice recycling in your own home, which you can reuse. Seriously, try to garden and hunt and live off the land as much as you can, if you can. And if you cannot, try to find ways to do so, because it is going to be devastating for those who wake up one day and you can't go to the store freely because you refuse to get a digital wallet and a digital ID. So with that said, please like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification so that you'll be notified each and every time I upload new content. And make sure you are still subscribed if you are not already subscribed. If you have subscribed previously and you're not getting notifications. I'm personally not getting notifications for channels that I have been subscribed to for a long time, for years. If I don't scroll my timeline, I'm in habit to run into somebody. I don't really always realize that I'm not getting videos from certain channels. So if you're finding that you're not getting my content, you may want to unsubscribe and resubscribe and try to make a note to check a couple times per week to see if I've uploaded anything new. Follow me on Odyssey, Rumble, Instagram, and on Facebook. Links are in the description. In the event that this channel goes down, those are the platforms that I will be using if I am allowed to use them. And if I'm required to have a digital anything that uses the internet, I will be Audi 5000. I will not be using the internet, period. So if you can make use of this information and learn, glean what you can glean now, because the day is coming where the internet is going to be down and you won't be able to use it unless you take part of this system. And we understand what that means. So if you follow this channel, we've been talking about it for quite some time, about this infrastructure. It is laid and they are ready to implement it. So you got to keep preparing. All right. This is Marley K. Love y'all. And I'm out.